Hey, I have these things where I can't help but think a certain phrase or think a certain thing if somebody happens to mention a certain phrase. Like a red flag will just drop off in your head, essentially. Like, for instance, when someone says, "What can I do you for?" I instantly think this is a guy that has had at least one borderline sexual assault under his belt, minimum. Also, on the female side of things, another kind of red flag that pops up for me is when a chick says she's into like horoscopes. It just kind of that seems like a person who is dependent on a birth date and time as in order to construct your personality. I've always found these girls to be a little flaky, to use like a euphemism. Let's just put it this way. I think it's very fitting that horoscope has that whole horror sound in it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a world according to Kyle podcast. How the fuck is it going, everybody? It's been a while. Restrictions getting lifted over here in the great province of Ontario, in the greatest country in the fucking planet, Canada, have just all of a sudden started getting lifted. It's been nice. I've been doing stuff and having a great fucking time doing it and being broke as shit because I had done it. But nevertheless, it was good to kind of, experience some kind of, lightheartedness and fun. Who knows if it'll be the last time we'll get to experience good times ever, because a lot's happened since the last TWA2K. We'll get into it all. We got lots planned for you today on the fantastic show. Before we get into the show, I would just like to let you all know that you can get a hold of me on the various social media channels. If you want to get a hold of me, follow the show, get quick updates, get Twitter updates, or you just want to see what the fuck is going on, here's where you can find me. On YouTube at Kyle Max, on Twitter at Kyleverse, on Instagram at Kyle Max 86, on Facebook at Kyle Max Reddit TWA2K. If you have any questions for the show, be sure to ask in the comment section below on YouTube or in one of the DMs from where I just listed. Also, we are now in podcast form. We are, as of today, we are on iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, and GeoSavan. So, now with all the, housekeeping out of the way, let's get into it. So, as I had mentioned, it's been a little bit since our since I was last in your ears. And I've been doing some things and kind of enjoying the lifting of the restrictions. Before I get into the big one that I went to, I also did an escape room. So I did an escape room with some friends of mine, and it was pretty good. And it was pretty good and all. We're doing another one at the end of the month, which looks like it's kind of crazy. It's like an in the dark one. We did pass by the skin of our teeth, which with less than a minute left past the escape room. We did most of it, but I think I think a really underestimated part of it was like how much math was involved in the equation. At least for me, at the start of it, it was like my first kind of escape room, so I really didn't know what to expect. And well, all of us were kind of smoking up before we went in, and so we all like all like kicked a sesh, and then and then we get in there, and it's just like super logic numbers puzzles and then you type the answer into like a keypad like which is attached to like a doorknob, and then you got to get the number correct to get access to open the next door and whatnot. So I think like there was like one the first section was just like counting like hoses because it's like a firefighter based theme game, and the first one was just like counting hoses and like subtracting the number from like which ones are supposed to be wet and which ones are supposed to be dry, which they had listed. um, and like man, that took us like I think like 20 minutes when it's just one puzzle. And then after that, we got access to a room, and then we started kind of figuring out, okay, how you got to kind of how you got to beat the game. In the second room, we did really well, but the third room really slowed us down. We had to find like 8 stuffed animals, and there's a variety of tools you use, and then overthink things, and then underthink them, and then you got to go back and overthink it, and it was pretty cool. I definitely enjoyed it. It wasn't too much, like $30. It's kind of fun. You have teamwork with your friends, and yeah, I did it. I didn't mind it at all. Definitely something fun to go and do. Definitely like that everybody, sometimes when you play like board games, or people who just like have been playing them for like 25 years in a row, and like, it's fun, but they're super good at it. And it's good to just do things that everybody's like, that nobody's like a pro at really, and everybody's kind of just getting thrown into for the first time. And that's kind of this cool thing about these escape rooms. Like, they're just kind of fun. Go out for a night, and not pay too much money, have some good camaraderie, work together to and have a good time doing it. So that's great. I highly recommend it if any of those things sound appealing to you. And the next thing I did was this past week I went to the Tame Impala concert that was in Toronto, and oh man, the Impalas were definitely tamed. I can say that much. It's actually This was a while for me waiting to go to this concert. It's been over 2 years that I've been waiting to go to the concert. So how I got the tickets was I don't know if you're listening before. My work has these like Christmas giveaways, or like where you get picked, and you pick, like, so if you get picked earliest, you get the best possible selection of prizes, and we have some pretty good prizes that go around if you're one of the first like 5 picks to drop. And so I ended up getting the 4th pick this year. So I missed out on a couple good TVs. So this was in 2019, December of 2019. So I missed out on a couple good TVs, but what I did get was I got 2 Leafs tickets to watch them go play the Vancouver Canucks. Now, 2019 Leafs, basically they're the same as these Leafs, where they can do good during the regular season, but you don't think they're going to do good in the playoffs. Even more so in 2019 than today in 2022. In March, as we speak, March 13th of 2022. Even more so in 2019 was a case that the Leafs were, reflective of that sort of, good team overall, but bad team in the playoffs and not tough enough to be able to win sort of MO. So I decided that I was gonna sell the tickets because I could get a pretty decent chunk from them since like everybody loves to go to Leafs games. So I sold them. I got about $200 a pop for the tickets, and so get this. So the game that I sold them, so they were playing Vancouver. It was the game where the fucking the Zamboni driver or whatever for the rink stepped in at goalie and ended up beating the fucking Leafs. Like that would have been though it would have been entertaining. I would have I'm obviously gonna go and rep Toronto. If like that would have I don't think that would have been good. I'm glad I sold them. So I sold these tickets, and I ended up seeing that Tame Impala was playing. And I'm just like, oh man, let's just fucking let's get the Tame Impala tickets. I'm telling this to my friend. He's like, yeah, let's get them. I got a couple other friends like, hey, you guys want to go see Tame Impala? Boom. So I went and got 4 Tame Impala tickets, and that was supposed to be in I think 2020, uh, in October of 2020. But as you know, what happened, and so the show got canceled. Then they planned another show, and that other show got canceled. And then they planned this, and then tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Time goes on. A lot happened in between that time, but so they finally booked one for 2022 in March of 2022. So we're just like, okay, yeah, let's. This isn't happening. So time goes on, and then they announced the lifting uh, of the restrictions, and about a week prior, we checked it out because before I checked it out a week prior, and it said the concert had been rescheduled again. So check it out, and still good to go. So finally, this thing that was like fucking almost 2.5 years in the making, go and fucking finally see Tame Impala. And man, oh man, it was such an incredible show. It was such an incredible show. It was great. In case any of you are wondering, about why my fixation with Tame Impala is, I think it's like if I had to describe it, I would say Kevin Parker is the actual genius that Kanye West ego thinks it is. So Kevin Parker creates all the sounds, all the drums, the guitar, the bass, the electronics. He creates it all himself, but has a band play what he creates, right? So like before he didn't have a band, it was just him. It was like Kevin Parker. And he had the first Tame Impala album was basically him doing everything and composing it and layering it and like basically doing all the work himself. So so when the record label hears about him and wants to sign him, they ask him, you got a band, right? He's like, oh yeah, we're called Tame Impala, and he didn't have a band at the time. He just he just did everything himself, as I was telling you. So he goes and recruits people, obviously, because you obviously need a band if you're going to go on tour and make money. And so Tame Impala is just absolutely incredible. The guy has such a great blending uh, of electronic and manual instrumentals. Let's just call it. I actually heard someone and I we were in line waiting and to get in one of the three fucking checkpoints we had to go through to get in. I mean, I'm not complaining about that. Let's just be honest, but it was a little bit of an annoyance. So we're waiting in line. I heard this girl say to this other girl. She's like, yeah, what kind of band did you tell them you were going to see? And she's like, indie. And the other girl's like, no, you shouldn't say indie. It's like you're seeing psychedelic alternative rock. I'm just like, yes, boom, nailed it. That is exactly what Tame Impala is. They're psychedelic alt rock or psychedelic rock. But I mean, I find it kind of distinct to put that alt version to put that alt there. I think that can be distinctly heard in the music. And like that, now we had another get together that I had since restrictions lifting. We had um, a really intense debate about not about 90s music and about how I'll get into it, I think, in another podcast. But anyways, I was saying, I think the good stuff now, like the really good stuff now, is better than the 90s. But the 90s had so much just good stuff. And so one of the was like, oh, really? What now is better than stuff like Tame Impala has just such a perfect blend of electronics and instrumentals and fusing electronics with rock that I think that really when you use the synthesizers and electronics and keyboards, and you can really kind of manipulate the music and enhance it. You really enhance the sounds you're trying to portray. And psychedelics is one of my more while I love rock as an overall overscoping kind of style or genre. Psychedelia is one of those subgenres that has permeated all throughout music history. Much like rock, there's always kind of been that hasn't become uncool at any point in time, right, well, the Beatles were doing it for Christ's sake, and and it's permeated throughout the 70s and 80s. And I just think you can really use the electronics nowadays to really sharpen and really crisp the sounds, and it really adds a nice touch to it. And I think that they're an example, one of many other examples. And we're going to get to this in further podcasts. They're one of many examples of really great bands that that are really utilize today's technology to enhance the ideas and the sounds that they're trying to portray. Now, talk about trying to find the tiniest nit to pick, but I with Tame Impala, there's two versions of a song, and the version that like he chose as a single isn't as as the album version isn't as good as the original that he did, and that song is Borderline. So if you go on YouTube and you're listening to compare the two, like there's the Borderline was the single version. That was like the single that he released like prior to the album. That's in my opinion the best song on the album. Um, so he released a single to that, and then when he released the album, the Slow Rush. Um, so when he released the album, he had a different version of it, and the version of it, so it's not, it's sharper and crisper from a like he you could tell there's certain like enhancements to the song and like that he really tried to do, but he uh he took like there's if you pay attention to both sets of lyrics, like the original one had like pretty deep lyrics, and it was like really kind of, and like just he might have like messed with like maybe 5 or 6 lines, but it really kind of uh it really changed the dynamic of the song for me, where like so I will always listen to the original version, not the album version, because it's just better. Like it's just better for me. I think that's maybe like the kind of thing where he kind of maybe overthought it. I don't know if like the record label or anything had anything to do with it. But I don't know anybody who's like a big Tame fan who says, yeah, the album version is definitively better. Which just goes to show you how like how important lyrics are in music, at least with the for the people that listen to music the way that I listen to music. Now, we were kind of in the nosebleeds for this one. I'm really next time I have to get on the main level. It was kind of weird though. Like the main level was like, or sorry, the around the GA area, all the seating around the general admission area was like more ruckus and like more like dancing than the people on the ground. So that was kind of weird, but it was like the way the show was, and like the visuals, like the lighting that they had was really incredible. It was like really just very atmospheric and very tonal to like the sounds that they were playing. Like it really fit it very well. It's definitely one of those things where I want to. Hopefully, they come back again, do a rerun, and I can jump on tickets early and get some general admission and sit and go right on the ground floor. So a couple um, interesting things at the concert that are kind of side stories. So so I think so I like I'm with my friend, and and we're going. We just got into the concert, or we just got into the Scotiabank Center, and so we're going to get a drink, and and my friend goes and like I got him the ticket. He got me a ticket before, so I got him one for this. And he goes in. We're going up to the paid drink. And I'm just like, I'm looking around. I'm just like, man, this is a really young crowd. Like, I did not expect like, oh, like, there to be like there's like literally no 40 somethings there. like I was just like, wow, and so like this fucking this bartender chick overhears it and is like, oh yeah, like you didn't know, like you didn't know that. Like that's the reason that I'm going to see fucking Tame Impala. I'm just like, what? Did this Karen just fucking try to pedo fucking radar me? Like, oh my god, she just looked like one of those. She looked like she's not quite at Karen yet. She looked like she was like maybe like 5 years away though. Like she's right on the doorstep. She's right on the doorstep of fucking getting that bowl cut and and you know, screaming at people because they're not exactly 6 feet away from her. I don't know. That was interesting, but I didn't even fucking want, like, nothing could have like possibly ruined my mood to go fucking finally see Tame Impala after so much time. Oh yeah, it was terrific. It was terrific. I just it's just one of those things where it was just, I love things that are just like worth the price of admission. The things that are just as good as you expected they would be, and the concert was definitely hit that marker there. I didn't even really have any complaints about the set list. I think like maybe the only two songs that I would have liked to hear that he didn't play was Why Won't They Talk to Me? And well, this one is kind of like a me song. Like I don't think it's in many other people's top tens, but I fucking love the song Taxis Here by Tame Impala. So anyways, thank you, Kevin, for an extraordinary concert, an extraordinary night. Really got my spirits up. It really made me feel good. It was nice to kind of get a break from the insanity that has been going on. And we're going to talk about that also. But before, I think we're going to talk a little crypto. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've had a crypto discussion, and there are definitely some things that I need to update you guys on. Some updates in the portfolio. So without further ado, let's get into it. This is Tales from the Crypt. Oh! Tales from the Crypto. Okay, so you know what? I feel like before I'm gonna start with some sarcastic advice, so you guys can get an idea of my sense of humor, and maybe and hey, maybe follow my sarcastic advice. So here's my sarcastic advice. So yeah, keep buying all those concave assets at the top of their Fibonacci's in a volatile market. I think that's a great strategy, and it will really work out well for you. Okay, there. That's my sarcastic advice for you all. Now, holy shit, there's been some updates in crypto. Before we get into them, I think I just want to just have a quick aside, really quick, about Elizabeth Warren. Now, in case you didn't know, Elizabeth Warren is supposed to be against big banks and for the people, for the guys who are getting screwed over. At least that is what that is how she decided to present herself, an Obama era politician who was just kind of trying to trying to do things that were quote good for other people. And then since now right now kind of a about face because right now she is totally against crypto and trying to do it and protecting the big banks and unnecessarily trying to go out of her way to crush crypto when it's one of those things that is banking the unbanked that you know millions if not hundreds of millions of people uh, on the planet will be able to be banked because of crypto. And Elizabeth Warren, who's for the people, who, oh, those bad big banks. Wait, what do you want to do? You want to fucking crush crypto? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? All the more reason why our current politics are not doing what they say they're doing. They're not operating how is in our best interest for them to be operating. Just absolute insane fucking blatant hypocrisy at its worst. At its best, maybe you're just not understanding, but if you don't understand don't understand something, you shouldn't really have such hard stances on it. Because like, what are you doing? Like, how can you be trusted? How can you be trusted if you say you're for the people but against cryptocurrency? You're fucking insane. That's what you are. But enough. Let's dust that dust bunny off of our plate. Because we had some fucking terrific news. It was weird because last week I was just like, why are we not hearing anything about the Ripple case? It's like, what's going on? I was just like, I was expecting every day. I kept checking my phone at certain points. I'm just like, I'm expecting to just see, oh, judge made a ruling on this. Judge made a ruling on this. So I'm like, all week, Monday, no. Tuesday, no. Wednesday, no. Thursday, no. Friday, I'm going to get groceries. And as per my habit, my habits, I go and I get like some takeout after I'm done my groceries because I've spent an hour going and grocery shopping, and that's one less hour I have to with my day. So instead of getting groceries and then cooking, I usually just order out. So I was ordering out a pizza, and I check my phone, and then all of a sudden I read the SEC motion to strike the fair notice defense denied, which was absolutely huge, man. I was so happy hearing that. So that means, basically, in a nutshell, that means that there were two major issues that the judge had to rule on before a bunch of other shit happened. There was one, the fair notice defense, which so the SEC had a motion to strike the fair notice defense, meaning Ripple would not be able to use a fair notice defense as a form of defense. So that got denied, which is good. So now Ripple can use a fair notice defense as a defense. It is not unwarranted for them to bring up whether they had fair notice, which is an absolutely huge victory, A, for crypto, and B, for for Ripple because this was the one that I didn't know how the judge was going to rule on. I think this one was like closer to a toss up but I like so there was the emails and that's the other half. So with the case we got one down and one to go. The fair notice defense, boom, nailed it. We just need those 64 emails. But I'm pretty sure that the judge already ruled that those emails have to be produced, and that the SEC kind of had like countered or tried to get the judge to I don't know the exact legal lingo they tried to get the judge to reverse her ruling and that she had already ordered that they are to produce these documents or these emails, sorry. And so I think so from my understanding that was the one that was like, okay, the judge should let this through because clearly they are the SEC doesn't want these emails produced really bad. Like, and here's the contrast of the two positions between the SEC and Ripple. Like before this ruling, like Ripple kind of like laid their nuts on the table. They said, okay, if the SEC is like, we are not against producing anything that that the SEC thinks might have, like they're just completely they said the court can ask them to produce any document. They have nothing to hide, basically. Which the SEC, boy, did they pick the boy did they pick the wrong the wrong company to fuck with. Because we have fucking dogs, we have pit bulls on our side. Fucking the Ripple legal team is absolutely like. I don't know how much time we got, folks. That's it feels like XRP that we've seen. Like, I don't want to say it's decoupling, but we've seen instances where it has decoupled from the market. The most recent ones, everything was down on Friday, and then they had some positive legal news, and that caused a quick pop. Which was weird. Normally, it does not do that. No, normally XRP kind of moves in tandem with the market, regardless of the news. It just because it doesn't matter. Because XRP is not a speculative thing. It is excuse me. It is a thing that needs clarity to be able, legal clarity to be able to work at its full potential. You see what I'm saying? It's not a thing where like all of what is making it move is speculation. It needs to be able to do what it needs to do. It needs to have it needs to basically do things the right way, and it can't, it's not just people like it so it's going up. No, like that's not how it's going to be used. So we have seen times where it has kind of done its own thing, and I'm thinking those times are going to start to be more and more and more. I'm actually really surprised that the alt and Bitcoin have been kind of treading water lately. I was wondering whether like the rest of the market is kind of waiting on this, whether this is like maybe this case is will just give like crypto what it needs to know that, okay, we're here to stay, which Biden's executive order also kind of emphasized. So we've had a lot of positive news in terms of crypto. I think Biden's executive order, though it didn't say anything specifically. It kind of said we understand that crypto is here and it's here to stay, and that and that we need to be concerned with advancing the technology, not so much with nitpicking, with and by trying to do what's best for the field of crypto. So good news, I guess. There's only the geopolitical instability that may be the factor in why the market is treading water right now. But it has been lately, and that's kind of like what I think. Like once Ripple is once XRP, sorry, has clarity and uh, can operate how it needs to. I think that's going to be a huge boost for the market, and I think maybe we're kind of seeing a cap at how much speculative money can come in before crypto is given legal clarity and it can really take off. Maybe like 3 trillion is kind of the cap at how much speculation money can come in before utility starts to add 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 capital to the market. So yeah, great news all around. I've kind of been while I'm going to break down my exact percentages of my portfolio momentarily. But that XRP by now is my highest percentage holding, and then that is what we're most banking on here. But as of recently, which now I'm going to start to change this habit. But recently, I have been buying other things other than XRP to kind of diversify my portfolio, I guess. Well, let's go over the exact percentages right now. Okay, so this is before the next. I did add two more assets, which we'll go over. We'll go over after this. So here's the percentage breakdown of my portfolio right now. So I have about 60% XRP. I have about 15% SafeMoon. I have about 10% HBAR, and I have about 5% of 5 to 7% of XDC, of Time, and of Cross Wallet. And then I have somewhere around the 2% range. I have Jade Protocol, I have KuCoin, and ORAI. So that's kind of my the percentage breakdowns. Other than the only thing that I'm going to probably be doing for the next little while is increasing my XRP positions. I want to get that XRP up to like 70%, ideally. I'm pretty happy with where I am with my SafeMoon. I'm okay with where I am with HBAR. HBAR is another thing that maybe I would want to slowly start to fund. I don't think it's like a need to act now thing, but I do think almost like clarity for XRP will help HBAR also. I think the assets are kind of similar, and I think that that legal clarity for XRP would basically put HBAR in the clear. Also, they're kind of similar to how they're to how they're set up. And I would argue that they are decentralized of sorts. Like, I mean, like, and potentially more decentralized than a Bitcoin or an Ethereum, because fucking you hold like half. You can easily hold half of like the Bitcoins in the world. Like, I mean, like, so how can that be? I don't. How can that be decentralized? I don't know. So I did add another position. So now let me tell you about. These are a couple little projects that I really liked, and before I start going, you know, XRP, I wanted to make sure that I got into a couple of these daily interest coins. So one of them that so I'm gonna screw you over on one, and like I'm gonna do good for you on another, because one of them, both of these I bought already. One of them is less than I bought it for. The other one is higher than I bought it for. So if you're listening live, yeah, you get one good, one bad from me. But hey, if you're following me on Twitter, you'll start to see that I'm sharing these sorts of plays. If I see anything that I'm super interested in, usually I'm like liking it, I'm commenting, I'm sharing stuff like that. So if you hey, you know, sometimes with the episodes, you know, there are a few weeks in between, there are a couple weeks in between. So, but I mean, you know, crypto's about the long game. So I mean, you DCA, and even the times when I give you something, is it going to be that price exactly? You know, it might be lower down the road. Um, and with the one, I don't mind. Like, and I'm still holding on to it. It's collecting interest. Um, but but and if I want a DCA, if I want a dollar cost average my way into it, and reduce the high purchased, I can do that also. So I mean, it's about the assets themselves. It's like I have not, by and large, why I don't talk about crypto day in and day out is because nothing that really changes. You know, I've had these assets since like a year ago, and you know, a lot has to change for me to be able to back off of a position. If I see something I like, I'm not getting invested in a company, deeply invested in a company where I don't feel very confident uh, that they're going to succeed. So you will. So I'm not going to sit here and comment, you know, every week about, you know, this story, that story. We're invested in the things we're invested in because you know, we already did that. We already did that research, right? You know, we'll comment from time to time, but I don't feel it's really necessary to update you when not that much has changed, and not that much should change. You shouldn't buy shit coins and then scratch your head wondering where all your money went after they rugged you. I'm not getting with a company that's going to rug me, and if I do, it's going to be for not that much. I did have a guy who gave you a play last year, Hodl. They rugged. I'm done with them. So I mean, I only had $50 in, and I told you it was kind of like a lower level play. But so since we last talked about crypto, I bought two coins, and so I bought the Time Wonderland, and right now I'm staking it on Hotbit, and and it's making me solid 1% daily interest. So you know, it's the whole market's been down. I did buy, so I bought it at what did I buy it at? Like 400. I bought it at 400 per coin, Canadian. That's Canadian dollars, by the way. 400 per coin. It's at like 250 right now, but I mean, that's fine by me. I'm I'm not. I haven't. I'm not gonna buy more yet. Because it hasn't gone low enough. If it goes in like the hundreds, I will, out of principle, have to buy more because I would want the dollar cost average at that point to start kicking in. Now time time was as high as $12,000 Canadian, and it has not been around for all that long. So who's this? I wanted it to just start generating, getting daily interest, making passive income. I was more interested in doing that and getting on that process right away. The beautiful thing about Hotbit is that like I don't need MetaMask or anything because I don't use Ethereum, so I don't like gas fees. So you can just stake it on Hotbit, and yeah, it worked out really nice. And so far, everything has been going according to how it said it was. Now, I was eyeing this coin for a while, but the Time Wonderland, I thought it was a great project. And, then I seen it pop the fuck up and was like at like, tens of thousands of dollars Canadian and $8,000 Canadian. I'm just like, whoa. like, I guess I missed the boat, but so the market's kind of crashed, and Time just like, I think DAOs have a very and Time is a DAO, DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization. Now Time has a interesting, I think DAOs, sorry, have an interesting property where they can get super low and pop up super high. So right now, I'm glad I'm in, and just and I think by now I have already generated one time, so an additional time, and I have the date set. So there's I think in early May, with 1% interest each day, I'll have double the amount of time that I had when I started investing. So I really, my main concern was just getting in and getting it generating passive income, and I was less concerned about price. I felt like, okay, I'm buying somewhere at the bottom. I should be thankful it's even this price to begin with. And if I wanted dollar cost average back into it, if it goes lower, then I'll do that. So right now via Hotbit, I am generating passive income, making 1%, over 1% daily, compounding interest with Time Wonderland. Now the another one, which I had just heard about recently, and that so far is looked fantastic and has been doing exactly what it said it would be doing, and even I had my doubts to begin with. This coin is called Libero. So Libero, Libero, and Libero generates over 2% interest daily. So I heard about this, and I just like, no way. No way. That's a lot. And it's like, and it does it automatically. So you don't have to, go through all this funky sites and MetaMask and all this shit. They do it all automatically. So I just bought Libero on PancakeSwap. Now, Libero has a 15% buy fee. So set your slippage to 18% if you're buying, and it has a 20% sell fee. So set slippage to 22% if you're selling. So you just buy it, and it starts making money for you right away. So I bought here's what I had. What did I have? So last, I'm doing this on Sunday. I'm doing this podcast on Sunday, March 13th. So last Saturday, I had 102,720 library. 102,720. So now, right now, here, let me get the exact total. Right now, just opening it up on my phone. So 102,720. Right now, I have 119,285. 119,285. So, like, that's crazy. That's almost like 20,000 coins I gained doing nothing, just hodling, and it does it automatically. You don't have to go to any other site. Now, it has been pumping recently. It has been pumping because it just came out. It's like not even a month old. Uh, and so it's already crossed a penny. So here, let's go over the specifics. So you can know. So the total, the max supply is 11.3 billion. Okay, and it's sitting at 1 penny right now, Canadian, 0.0111, etc. Canadian. And So another property about this coin, some of the tokenomics of this coin, is that every week, every Saturday at 10:30 a.m., they do a burn. They burn 2 to 5% of the supply of Libero weekly. Weekly. So like it's sitting at a penny right now, but they're burning all these coins, and and all this interest is generating all this interest rates, daily interest rates are generating and people seem to be liking it. I mean, let's just give you let me map out just how much I've gained just in this week. So what did I say? Is that 119 something minus 102,720. So I gained 16, let's say roughly 16,500 Libero. Now, how much did I gain? How much money is that? 16,500 Libero. So here, let me just roll up Libero. Come on. Okay, got it. Okay, so 16,500. So I already made $184 Canadian just this week, just holding on to it for 8 days. Like, passive income much or what? Like, come on. Like, and considering they're burning 2 to 5% of their supply weekly, what is the lowest it could possibly be in a year? And why is that year date so important? Well, I typed in on Libero's main website. They have a calculator where using compound the compound interest, because when you're generating interest all the time, and it's compounding, the rate that you're getting keeps getting higher. So they have this calculator on Libero's main website where it's telling you how much you can expect if the price stays exactly the same. How much Libero you'll gain by hodling it for X amount of days. So they have the 7-day total. After how much to expect after I've been hodling for 7 days. So they said you should, after 7 days, you should you should have 126,703 Libero. And so far, it's been keeping up with that pace. And so now it's telling me how much Libero you can expect after 1 month. So after 1 month of holding Libero, you should have 201,600 Libero. Now after 6 months, it says I should have 4,386,140 Libero for 6 months. For 6 months. And now for a year of hodling Libero, says your expected amount of Libero you will have for holding a year at the amount that I started at. After 1 year, 174,892,958.29 Libero. Wow. So I mean, that's pretty outrageous. And by the way, that's over $1.3 million value US right now. So I mean, what's the worst it could be? What's the worst price it could be? It seems like it's marching towards 1 penny American. I would love to see it go over that penny mark American, because I mean, regardless of whether crypto is the new standard or not, new monetary standard or not, everything is kind of still valuated against the American dollar. I mean, regardless of the fact that I mainly focus on Canadian because that's where my money is coming from, but I do like to get the American prices because to see the psychological barriers of what it's passing. I think a dollar. It's more important to pass a dollar American than it is to pass a dollar Canadian, right? Because our currency's inflated a little more than America's. Simple. So yeah, that is a project I just got into. I'm super stoked I got into it too because I bought it while it was at half of a cent and Canadian. Now it's over 1 cent Canadian right now. So yeah, very super happy about where I'm at and where my investments are. I don't really plan on doing much with it besides accumulating more and yeah, just keeping accumulating more, maybe moving a few things around here or there, but by and large, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm invested in. XRP, HBAR, SafeMoon, Jade Protocol, Cross Wallet, Time Wonderland, XDC, KuCoin, ORAI, and now adding Libero. Adding Libero to the family, get a couple things going on with passive income. And here, let me give you one more thing that I am probably going to invest in, just in case we don't have a Tales from the Crypto on the next couple of podcasts. But one that I'm actually looking at right now. I don't think it's like super. You need to get in immediately range. I would say Libero, you don't want to not have some I mean the what it's doing right now and how it operates. It's I wouldn't not want to have this in my wallet right now. So yeah, the one that I am probably going to buy in the next couple of weeks, in addition to pumping up my XRP totals, is Dovu. Now, Dovu is utilizes HBAR, but what distincts Dovu from the rest of the crypto is that it is trying to tokenize carbon. And what I mean is that it's like nature, like carbon. It's like tokenizing, carbon footprint or like carbon exchanges, and It's just trying to completely tokenize like nature and finding like and for farming and like having like basically NFTs for physical property for anything physical, which is, I mean, it's a super ambitious project. It's dirt cheap right now. I think it's only like 3 cents. I'm thinking like, if I'm bullish on HBAR, I should probably start to look at some of these HBAR projects. And this is one of those things where utilizing HBAR, and I can like it's ambitious as hell, but I think like if I feel bullish about HBAR for the future, this is kind of one of those things where it's like I see where they're going with this, and I think I just not to put like a super high amount, but make sure that I have some of that in my back pocket because it's already like 3 cents right now. I think it was as high as 3 cents Canadian. I think it was high as almost $2 Canadian at one point when it first came out, and has corrected and scaled back since. But that's one that I'm gonna also be looking to sprinkle on along with upping my XRP bags in the hopes that this case wraps up. Now, it still might not wrap up until later in the year, but I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to get caught not having the type of XRP bag that you want for when this legal clarity finally gets sorted out. So that's it for me. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Take care, everybody. That was the World According to Kyle podcast. Have a good one, y'all.